Fremont is a little slice of life film that unfortunately didn't get a huge release, which is a shame because in some ways it feels like a throwback to independent cinema of both the 80s and especially the 90s, particularly feeling reminiscent of Jim Jarmusch's films. Shot in black and white with a muted aesthetic, it sees characters engaging in quirky conversations about mundane topics, almost in non-sequitur fashion, while also being tied together by a more somber storyline of an Afghan refugee trying to just navigate her life and deal with survivor's guilt after fleeing her country. It doesn't get quite as deep as a premise like that suggests, and weirdly feels more like something in the background while we get all these off-kilter interactions, such as having Greg Turkington as this kooky therapist, and while it maintains the same consistent energy level with its muted aesthetic, it might come off as a bit too dry, but I found it to be enjoyable. I was totally in line with its deadpan sense of humor, and I did find the lead performance by Anaida Walizadeh as our protagonist to be solid, even if this didn't really get to tap into something too deep for her character. But there's a romance storyline that comes into play later on that I thought was really sweet, and I would have loved to have seen that play a larger part in the overall story, so there was a plot line really driving this forward. But that being said, the smaller scale, almost vignette-like structure was solid and made for some good character moments. It didn't lead to anything groundbreaking, but it's still an enjoyable and occasionally poignant experience.